Hi again. So, how are things going?
Nothing jumps out to you. Nothing out of the... How about you get out and breathe? The air in the tent is too thick for you to think clearly.
Goodbye, officer. Hi again. So, how are things going? And? What happened? Oh man! Who is he? What did you think? Really? Huh. Interesting. What's he doing in the church? No matter. Yeah, Noid is right.
These guys will never catch him. You will never catch him. There's nothing to do.
I don't know, man. Doesn't it feel like a major hindrance to you? A spooky guy climbing around when all the guests are trying to have nice friendly hyper time? I guess it's not a mess. Everyone is welcome. Maybe. I guess we'll figure something out. Okay, but what about the other spooker? The one in Grandma's clothes? Did you see her? A programmer? That's odd. What was she like? Did you ask her about the nightclub? Come on, man. Who will you trust? Feels alive! Get down!
A half-hearted sell of something which does not seem worth buying.
You'll get there, believe me. Well, anyway, now that it's settled, how did she seem? I mean, disposition-wise. Come on, man. Feels
A half-hearted sell of something.
You'll get there, believe me. Anyway, now that it's...
What a pity! That's my
A shame. What can we do now? Do you...
Unity! Down!
And you can't just evict her?
Look at you!
No, Noid. He's right. Maybe we've approached... If that's okay with her, we only...
The line's in the dark! At least Crabman seems like...
Yeah, he can do his climbing thing in the tower. And the programmer, does she like Nordic dance music?
Egghead cannot believe what you just said.
No worries. We'll figure it out. If coexisting fails, you can always muscle her out, right? If it's all okay with you. Excellent! Good luck, my friend. Goodbye, officer.
Huh? I see you're here again. Offside, man. Weird stuff. Wires going into water. Gives off a spice. Most of it sonic power. Yeah, gotta compare. I suck at socialising, man. Even now, nah. You heard me.
The young man with the...
This is hardcore. It's hardcore! Skibber.
Your cop training did not prepare.
Back to the hardcore. It's hardcore. Skibber.
Your cop training.
True. Hardcore. Yeah.
This young man adds a capital G before the H in, or maybe it's not got volume. Maybe it's.
You know about him?
You know Van Eyck? Good.
The Advent? Hi again. So, how are things going?
A number of things done. How about gather around, kids? The young speed freak puts the one with the large head, their would-be leader, is less amused.
But you still are.
What happened? That's a real downer.
The young speed, he senses something is wrong.
Fuck, man. It's difficult to get along with some people, but we're trying to make an effort. We are on a mission here. I have no idea how you arrived at that conclusion.
One speaker. They have one speaker.
What do you mean, friend? It's a one-speaker system. It's monodynamic. You wouldn't know the first...
This may be the brain damage talking, but you've definitely never heard of monodynamic or...
What do you know about spinning tape? Nothing. I'm sorry, but there is no lab equipment and no drug ingredients.
He said it was for his nose.
likely pseudoephedrine, almost exactly the shape of ephedrine. Ephedrine.
And of all cellular-based life, what's your point? Look,
Make up your mind. First it's the sweat, then it's the ether. No shit.
We don't need...
Shut the fuck up, Egg.
climb down from the equestrian monument, cop man. Consciousness is new to the...
What exactly is it you know? That's... Come on, that's... I meant to say, not true. What do you mean?
There's resignation in his voice. The optimal way to go about this would be indifference. It begins by you telling him you don't care about any of this.
Really? You wanted to just ask me about something else?
He thinks for a moment. Then,
Things are just way too hard for an entrepreneur in this city. It's not like we're not gonna...
Because we are!
We just gotta turn it in...
You know, to get our foot in the door.
Like I told you, spooky arseholes moved in while I was getting all this stuff together. A month ago, the place was empty. No, man, they're spooky all right. It's just that they would also...
But the sign was way off too!
So?
this is it. Judgment time.
I knew it. It's impossible now.
No, Andre, it's harder now. This hard cop has come to show us how much the fish is, and the fish is always so much more. We all know there was never going to be a club for Nordic music. There needs to be a club for Nordic music in there. Needs to. We need a win, Andre. I promise this will be a win. We won't cook speed in there. We'll do it clean. We'll do it true. We'll do it sober and...
Okay, we'll try to do it without the drugs. We'll do a straight club up in there, spinning the maddest reels, and nothing but...
From here on, it'll be straight all the way.
He's a quiet man, mostly communicate... You know...
Interesting, sire. A bit like you, then.
Yes? Yes? What's the deal? But do let us know if something changes in the church. Goodbye, officer.
Huh? I see you're here. Nah, you heard me. Yeah, see? Our signs are way off. I can already tell this social...
Hello again. I did, and I'm sorry.
This is why I didn't go into the tent.
You don't get to choose your posse, they choose you. Mine are idiots, but they're mine. I tried.
Indeed, she merely tried to omit the truth instead.
Okay, but I still regret it. I should have been able to control them. May I ask? What did you tell them? Thank you. I'll get them under wraps, I promise.
Yes, what is it? I don't want to make anything work. Yes, anything.
It's not the anodic dance music that's made her bitter. It's the failure of Fortress accident.
That's right. If we couldn't get our Welkins to happen, I don't want any...
There's not a trace of irony in her voice. She means it. Easy. When her research is done, she can move out.
What? No, I don't really need any help with the project.
She thinks about it. A glassy look in her eyes.
Alright. Bring me the game's offsite copy from my old workspace, if you really want to help. It's stored on a filament memory and I'm unable to... Yeah, that's the one. You can get in through the bookshop. You just have to do some explaining to the bookstore lady. Good. Then you might know the giant ice bear fridge in the building cellar. In the giant ice bear fridge! I just told you.
But you've been to the fridge and it wasn't there. There was a note saying...
Wait. A note from whom? Did it specify where they took the filament memory? Zoisa. Of course. Our project lead, Suliswov, like it would have made a difference. The offsite copy was perfectly safe when the data loss happened. And the heads... I won't even get into...
Valley of 1,000 Heads. You like the sound of that.
This is getting ridiculous. Can't you just defrost it?
There's a solution, but she doesn't want to hand it over to you yet. It's a thing. Something she holds dear.
The bookstore lady hates me. Says I'm part of the curse. Of course not. Because she's from Martinez, and people from Martinez have never ever seen a radio computer. She thinks it emits elemental evil. Yes, but she literally started praying for the high...
The lieutenant coughs.
Once I came in one morning, only to find that my terminal was full of those strange trinkets and amulets. It's a backup of my former employer's project.
She's making it.
The backup itself is destroyed now, but I'm hoping to use what's left of it to...
Hold on. If it's called an off-site copy, then why is it still on-site?
Oh god, not this again. It is not...
Basement?
And no, taking it outside the building wouldn't have protected it from the data loss. We clear?
This is clearly a painful topic for her. She must have had to explain herself numerous times.
This is getting ridiculous. Can't you just defrost it? Or...
There's a solution, but she doesn't want to hand it over to you yet. It's a thing.
Thanks. And here's my Qualsund multi-tool. You might need it to hack loose some ice. It opens everything. If...
It hurts a bit for her to say this. She's not too happy to be parting with the Kava. An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune in front of it. The door hasn't been... You rattle the handle a bit, then push on the door.
We don't get in there. Frankly, you're just going to have to
No. We've gotten into every door thus far. That's what we do. We open doors. We're
Relax. No one's hiding in there. If we can't open it,
At least you can think about opening it, about doors in general. They are, after all, fundamental to an old door.
Hello again, esteemed officer. Okay, but please, only a few questions.
The woman looks aloof. This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice... This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand... Ice groans and howls under the strain. Darkness lies inside, but you can faintly make out an object. You gently lift the cube from its...
we should take it back to Miss Lucan and kill her as soon as possible.
Yes, but aren't you curious to know what's on the precious filament? Tiles on the cube are still smoldering. The filament slides out of its glowing nest.
Yes, what is it? Yes? Thanks. Looks like it's the one. Now I'm going to print it out to see what's left of it.
Wait, no. That's dangerous. She shouldn't do it.
No, it's not dangerous. I have a theory. Lintel was able to divine the anomaly's location from this broken copy. I want... Watch! What an intricate display of...
The paper starts filling out with ink, soaking it in a... It's the abyss staring back at you. Sona doesn't reply, her hands running over the printout. She's...
Here! I found it! Hold on. Shh! Just give me a second,
I've never witnessed a program at work.
Done! I've got it! I found the location of the anomaly! I found the court!
She's beaming. Great job.
Thank you! There, in the swallow. Think you can help me again? I need you to go move those water bowls for me.
What an interesting proposition. Truly a task for the intellectuals.
Figure it out? No. Just walk over to the circle and follow my instructions. Move the third bowl 2 centimeters to...
What? She only wants you to follow instructions. Nothing intellectually.
Thanks.
It's awfully silent again. Measurements have been marked down around the bowls. Each chalk-drawn line, it moves like a... This task is an insult to your mental skills. Some water. The lead programmer sends you. Time to run back, or maybe walk. This...
Yes, what is it? Great. Everything should be aligned.
Miss Know-It-All is hesitating.
Yeah, nothing. Now, if we got the location right, we should then be able to hear whatever... Honestly, I'm a little scared. I don't know. That's what I'm scared of. I mean, what sound does the nothing make? How can you... What if silence is only what surrounds it? But the swallow itself is... I don't know. I'm just scared.
Like that evil ink that filled the printout, erasing coherence and meaning.
Maybe.
Let's think about this logically. Why would nothing be terrifying if it's, well, nothing?
Because it reminds us of death. And we... Yeah. You're right. Let's do it.
The lieutenant, and then nothing happens. As Sona, you can hear some small animal cross the floor in the chancel. It's that quiet. She doesn't talk. Her eyes closed and brows.
Damn it! No, of course not. Nothing...
Despite her fear, she was hoping for something extraordinary to take place.
No. No. My hypothesis was wrong. According to this, I should have heard that this is just another failure. Silence sounds like silence. That's all it is. You can try on the headphones. See if you can hear anything.
Silence is silence? You're sure there's more? This can't be it. You should have a listen. Everything disappears. You are draped in silence, and then the pressure changes. It feels like flying on an aerostatic, or when your ears pop. What if the sound you're looking for is too low for you to hear it?
A better sound system? Alright, but where?
Suddenly, a rhythmic beat permeates the walls.
They should really allocate some renovation funds to this place.
No. What they really should do is shut down the You mean the speed freaks? Of course! The speed freaks. They have a fantastic sound system. I guess I could live through a week.
Brilliant negotiating there, detective.
Sure. Let me know how it goes. Thanks, officer.
Hi again. So, how are things going? Yes? What's the deal? We are grateful, Copman. You're an augury of a new era of a not... That's fine. We can man. And you're still sure about keeping our little side business, right? Fine. We can make do. It's going to take us a bit to move our stuff inside. A couple of hours, man. Yeah, it's all set up, man. Can you already imagine a fan? Ecstatic vibrations. Totally. Now, the only thing left to do is the name of the club. Will you do the honours, detective? The name. Everything I'm...
Andre's overthinking it.
Yes, you should do it, detective.
Noid's right. You've helped...
How about something still...
Too modern. And too ironic. We don't want ironic. We want real.
Yakukata! Yakukata! The
Yeko Qatar, the zone of equal...
hardcore!
No, it has to be bigger than hardcore. Yes, it has to be even bigger than hardcore to the mega.
The amnesia.
Like the...
It's not amnesia, guys.
I don't.
Good. We have too many opinions anyway.
I wouldn't.
An underground place with no name.
We're not going with anything.
Why not? The crowd...
I don't care. I don't like the crab man, and I don't like his ideas. His
You have? Well, what's the name?
Like that DeLorean word.
But Disco Elysium? Isn't it wacky?
The past is the future!
No, it's beautiful.
And short.
It's settled then. Everyone welcome to Disco Elysium.
Andre breaks into frenzied dance-like motion. You should go with the flow. Join in on the experience. It feels good. It feels right. But what is this? What is this thing that...
I'm dancing.
That soft core gyrating is...
Yes, my man.
Talk? What is there to talk about if you can... Audio waves thump against your ribcage. The speaker setup makes everything sound much better. But there's a noticeable lack of something.
Goodbye, officer.
She's whistling a melody. Her trust.
Hey there. I've been recording some new audio from all these beans, but that's not really what I wanted to talk about. For getting me and my friends in here. And we even found some new... good, I think. Noid is getting a read on the place. I think he finds the carpentry very impressive. Sauna, the programmer, she's doing whatever she does behind that radio computer of hers. Sure, you helped us out. I can repay the favour. Ah, she's a bit odd, I have to say. But earlier today she told me about Welkins, and she seemed oddly happy, like she had... Oh, the crab man. Still gives me the... I just tried to stay away from the crab man. But he talks to Noid. They seem to have some... Beats me. Noid said they get along somehow. They're both... Who knows? He doesn't really answer our questions, see? Not that it's easy. Who do you want to know about? Andre. He's a cool guy. He takes care of shit. Sorry. I mean, he's got a vision. Nothing. But then again, there's nothing to... Must have taken it as a sign when he found it abandoned like that. Said it was a... I've never seen him so psyched about anything, though. I mean, not that he does drugs, just high, you know? Yes. Anyway. Come to think of it, yeah.
This is the first time.
He's in some kind of a self-destruction mode with that hair of his. Bleaching it like that. Yes. Who do you want to know about? He's a four-burger, I guess, like the rest of us. Okay, maybe he's real hardcore about the lifestyle. What do you mean, do? Like, for a living? He's a carpenter, trained and all. He's very... He abides by the hardcore, sir. You would have to ask him yourself. Sir, I abide by the law.
A strange feeling. Like before, when you caught her lying better than she should have. Every now and then, something feels...
It's just something poor Fallberg kids do every spring. I don't know, man. Have you been down Boogie Street? It's a little bewildering. Okay. Then you should go and take a look, I guess. Boogie Street is cool. It's got a lot of immigrants and all kinds of different people. Yeah. I hope you do. Who do you want to know about? What do you mean? Oh, that. Anodic music doesn't really do vocals in the traditional sense. Vocals are thought of as...
Pachoo, swish. Your credentials as the resident future man of Revachol are being questioned. Show her your hip with...
Anyway, even if you don't have vocals, he basically...
I understand. People are usually afraid to do things if other... Anyway.
Actually, one time we were out partying somewhere in Backwater Falls.
The worst of the bandlers. A wretched heap of...
Egg was yelling along to some jam someone was spinning. All night long. Just kept yelling until he didn't have a shred of voice left. When the sun... Egg came with us. He made this wheezing... It was definitely Coal City, because it took us 2 days to walk back to the fort. He just wheezed. People are sweet.
You can see it must have been a great... You wish you'd been there.
Who do you want to know about? Me? Again? I told you, I'm a...
There's that phrase again. Really reminds you of... some...
It means I don't answer questions about myself. Alright. There is. Is there a law that...
That would depend on the circumstances.
Thank you. Sure.
Pasaro de Hint. It's what the Zemoyaki, the Gradian community in Revachol, call a person who never breaks under interrogation. It's an organized crime term.
What do you mean? Alright. My father was a Zemyaki. He bought the family a huge house, so we got to live, at least temporarily, in a giant car. What do you think? The competition came into... So after his death we had nothing left, and we were in danger. My mother had to change her name. It was a stupid idea.
Aren't there any local authorities?
I took that into account, of course. Coordinated the operation, not in person, but I let them know. You can't do anything without the fat ones getting wet. It's a good thing you ended that mess, though.
Hear that? Set justice on its Come on, this is all fine. But you don't have anything on Everard now. That's not how these things work.
No, I don't think it would lead.
Yeah. Have you seen Everard? Come on, I can tell. You sure? Go ahead. Oh. Wow. Social justice really matters that much to you. That's commendable. It really had you shaken up there. Are you sure that's it though? Sure.
You got us in, cop. I can't believe...
With wonder in his...
Between you and me, I don't know if you've noticed this about me. I'm a little...
Yes, you really came through. For the heart.
Andre is busy cutting some slightly less lane. A cell using the one with the large sire, the tent. 'Twas a security risk. And in here, sanctuary. 'Twas only noble of you.
Okay.
What he means is, you can't possibly have handed them this real estate for such a flimsy reason. Then again, whatever keeps your nose out.
It's a miracle of carpentry. Dead bodies carved into total shapes. I don't say much anything as a carpenter anymore. They tried to make me into a wrecker. I regret the time I dedicated to that profession. And that work I collected. Why? You're a cop. I carry carpet. That's right. The first settlers built it, plus 6 more like it, on the coast here, alone on an uninhabited archipelago, forced to face some...
He means something.
I would want to build a safe place for myself and my own as well. A cop who's into building critique. Okay then, this is folk DeLoreanism. Lawmonger, It's just total. Everything between an ancient concrete cathedral, like that woman there. Vertical, thin, like to show off large and intricate structures. Arches, spires, put you down with them. They were really into painting everything. Stands to reason it used to be white on the outside.
Year after year, flake after flake, whitewashed clean, then covered in green.
Dead bodies are perennial plants. I saw some piglets suckling their dead mother. Have you heard this one, cop man? Oh, they had sensed that she could no longer see them, and that she wasn't like them anymore. End of quote. This is an high-quality carcass. The power of anodic beats and hard bass is needed to reanimate it. A Sarais man who lived a long time ago. An ancient hardcore brother. It never was. A 3,000-year-old regime.
The way he says it, the force in false core, is invested with 20 kilotons of disgust.
I only said unity. Andre doesn't care about the Ecclesiastes. He just wants the operation to run smoothly. And Egg is a demi-beast. Anodic dance music. Regular dance music wasn't... I don't. Fuck her giving me the evil eye. I didn't know it was in here. We have to get rid of it. Dismantle it. Can't dance with a drop.
Mellow, man, mellow! Mass murder on the floor!
There is. She is a party.
No, that's not it. It's something more. Something closer to your skin. The speed freak's eyes narrow.
It's not coming down. People are gonna love it. It'll be like our thing. Plus it keeps the cold and the rain out.
Humanism leads to eating sugar and pig.
And many.
She liked games. Her legacy, the thing we're living, isn't real life. It's a strategy for some kind of... She invented the beauty you're feeling. Seeing her glow, then you meet it. It's effective like that, but it is also very soft of core. That so-called beauty of hers. You may be onto something, Copper Man. She's got those mass-murdering hips. The world spirit does not have a body. This Arno van Eyck track is an organ. The carpentry and glass cutting. I like this question, Cop Man. She didn't. That's not the life that humans live. She was adored. Humans aren't. I don't know about you, but they hate me. And they do not think I'm innocent or some shit like that. Well, they loved her. They put all their love in her and forgot all about the rest of us.
What a strange choice of words. Caustic. That can't be healthy. What's happening here? Why do you keep coming back to this window? Why do you keep saying that if it isn't making you feel well? Don't come back to this anymore. Stop talking about that damn window.
Hard to say, Cop Man. Signs in here are distinct. I did get to anyway, he's been giving me kind of a... Dude's seen some crazy shit, but he's actually a lot like us. Have you been listening to what Egg's been saying? The man picks up on stuff. Good thing you didn't squash him. Dead body, spirit entered. What is there to talk of? Hard to... I did get to... Anyway, dude's seen some crazy shit. Talking to him, the man picks up on... Good thing you didn't squash him. The Crabman's been lurking here for a while. He's experienced things. Things that give off... Not like a literal sarcophagus. Encasement, confinement, of something they were afraid of. Like, this is some old world shit Ubies had heard about. I don't know. And it's not something they properly understood either. It'll be fruitless though. She won't be able to measure it. Seems to be the trend around here, doesn't it? You can't measure shit like this. It's not like a concentric ring spreading out. And that is what caused the communards to fail in defending the beachhead. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. It's not a thing we can answer. Maybe you can figure things out, Cop Man. Suspicious people are esoteric people. It took us setting out for this whole enterprise to... It's short for paranoid. A reasonable question. Say I get hurt. I want to make sure it never happens again. So I analyze... it'd be easier to list stuff I'm not
This is a good, dangerous line of questioning. You should prod him on.
I don't have a top 10 list of things I'm most suspicious of, but if...
Something is off here. You feel like it should be the other way around.
No, politics is an inert This is where the innovation happens. It's only a theory. I suspect they're breeding a pig. I prefer not to. Both asked the wrong questions. The original mistake was assuming that words have more being than body.
Whatever this true life is, you feel it's the real center.
It's our only shit. We should make better use of not being animals or cereal grade. Yes, having food is means to an end, but the left never talks about the end.
His eyes flicker.
But life is true if it's free from fear, an eternal division among oneself. Beats and bright lights to shatter falsehoods, nerve impulses for the collective body.
Just like that. The speed freak is right in. The young man is rejection of the right-left axis. Emphasis on
nationalism, militarism, racism, and emphasis on a leader character are totally absent in hardcore.
He picks up a wrench and scratches his head with it, unaroused by fascism.
Utmost dedication.
The term also signifies certain varieties of pornography.
Egghead usually has a better concept of the hardcore.
Hardcore!
Maybe you're being too specific about it. Try. Many non-Occidental cultures share a beat at their art. Thus,
Lord of the Western Plain. It is really happening right here. The
oh yeah, sure thing. They're hardcore. They're just clothes. It's just a style, you know, normal hard style. Anyone can wear it. What's on your mind?
dedicated, hyperactive, unified. You'll have to add something. Test your limits. Surpass them. This is for your posse. They got to keep it up. Jumping around, as this sort of music requires, is actually a taxing physical activity and should be dignified with a sports suit. You might as well make it complete with a whistle then.
We're close. True, hard, full, car. Hardcore. Hardcore to the mega. Internally coherent. Good morning, yeah. 1, 2, 3. Yekokata, the place to be. Yekokata.
Yekokata is an abbreviation from an intricate system of irrigation.
We're close. True, hard. Hardcore. Hardcore to the mega. Here comes the... We're close. True. Hardcore. Hardcore to the... Internally coherent.
All car! All right! Yeah!
Gotta get the people going. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, what is it?
What? What did you say? I can't hear you! The music is too loud! Oh, the project! There's that guy! I need him to plug a 3.5 cable into the auxiliary input so that I can route the audio signal through the mixer into the speakers. Egghead! At 3.5! He doesn't listen to me! He only ever seems to care about hardcore! Thanks! Maybe you can get through. Let me know how it goes!
We're close. True, hard. Hardcore. Hardcore to... Internally coherent.
All car!
He furrows his brow as his very large head
Hardcore! Ah! The question is, what is the question? But there was a question. We're close. True. Hardcore. Internally coherent.
All car! All...
He furrows his...
Hardcore! The question is, but there was no... We're close. True. Hardcore. Internally coherent.
All car! All right! Yeah!
Gotta get the people going. I'm the party boy. It's my job. Hardcore party 20...
There is a place far away.
We're close. True. Hardcore. Internally coherent.
All car! All...
Gotta get the people going. I'm the party boy. It's 2 on a track. Watch. We're close. True. Hard. Full. It's hardcore. Skibberdees.
Your cop training did...
Vic. True. Hard. Full. Car. Hardcore. Hardcore to the mega. Internally coherent.
All car! All...
He furrows his...
Hardcore. Is it though? One mind. One... Vic. True. Hard. Internally coherent.
All car! All...
He furrows...
Hardcore. Is it though? But is it? I mean, really? No, but seriously, I'm a bit worried it isn't.
Don't be alarmed. Everything is okay. He isn't actually worried. Everything is still super hardcore.
To the Mega! Yeah! I can route it through. Oh, she uses 3.5.
Oh no.
Don't worry, I have an adapter for it. Hang on. This is a 4.5.
Whoa, thank God.
Great! Someone got through to him. Okay.
Everybody! Everybody! Don't panic! The Arno will be back! But we're doing something else for one moment! Alright, go tell her that Egghead is ready to rave to her tunes! And then I'll turn off the music! Alright!
Yes, what is it?
Okay, but think you can ask him to turn...
Maximum! Maximum is the...
I know it is, but could you
Pump it to the brick! Pump it to...
Blue style? Okay, they're
see? He pumps it to the Hard Master. It's hopeless. Of course it is.
Yeah!
Never mind then. Let's get on with our project. I'm going...
Egghead pumps his hand up in the air.
All ready.
Ready!
I'm ready if you two are detectives.
The lieutenant nods stoically. Suddenly, your palms, there's tightness in your chest.
What?
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mute disengaged.
No wind outside, no waves, no floorboards. The woman looks around. In the silence, you see dust move on the floorboards. In the silence, a low hum starts creeping up your spine. It's a song inside you, not in the speakers, not in the room. A great bass sigh. It's out there now. In the world, it will devour the floorboards, the glass.
Guys, what's going on?
It's getting louder!
In the basins,
Hosiana! Mother of Mega!
in his mind, a tidal wave approaching from afar, swallowing entire coastlines on its way. Salvation.
The beauty and the beat! The...
No, Egg! It's the window!
In the corner of your eye, the lieutenant steps aside.
The window is going to come down. No, the roof!
Cracks appear on the stained glass window.
Come down to earth!
Below it, all the base grows. Like the jaws, it's shaking the building's foundation. A great pulse arises.
That's it. I'm muting it. Shit! It doesn't stop.
Yes, I've turned it! Andre, pull the compressor!
Fuck! I can't shut it up. The signal's passed. It's not in here.
In the mixing desk now, building. This is it. A great roar. The vault of the roof twists above you. Glass shatters somewhere. And then it stops. Totally and utterly. As if there never was a sound. Only your ears still.
Egg.
I pulled the plug! It was...
You did good, Egg. Most of the place seems to be intact. Fucking hell. Program.
4 years. 22 people.
Yeah, but did you record it?
Yes, Andre. I recorded it. Thank you all for doing this. Eggman, you too. And you, officer.
It was very hard not to. I think you're right. There is something going on.
I promise, officer. We will not play it again. It was mathematical information from the anomaly, presented as... I have no idea.
A voice seems muffled in the silent church.
Yes, our lead designer. And maybe some of the...
That it wasn't her fault.
They need to hear about this. Don't worry, I won't send the recording. Although I doubt they have... Stay here! I'm going to stay here with these lunatics. Send letters, maybe meet Suliswolf. Also devise...
I want you to know that's...
I don't care, but Thank you.
That's the best she can manage for Andre. It's quite a lot in truth.
Now, I have a theory to come up with. Some kind of preliminary explanation.
Yes. And we have to get back to stabilizing Martinez.
Some tiny hard thing lets go in your stomach. You have an explanation for all this. Somewhere deep in you. You don't know enough about the world. But that Joyce, if you knew all she knows, could put it together.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Go ahead. The Pale is not.
Yes. Also, I think we've had enough excitement for today. We do have a case.
His voice is low, but firm.
Of course, Lieutenant. Let's try something else. I don't think your colleague would appreciate that. Let's continue with something else. All right?
But she wants to. You could sneak back later, when he's not around, unless you can convince him to step aside. Good idea. Just ask him.
Fine.
See? What can he do? You're a grown...
Are you sure you're sure? Your colleagues... Okay. The Pale is the most dominant geological feature of the world, Detective. Isola is a Messinian word for a continent of matter, enveloped on all sides by the Pale. Also, Windy, Seol, Samara, an oceanic Isola. It comprises mostly of water, moist, achromatic, odorless, featureless. The Pale is the enemy of
The negation of being.
That's right. The negation of being. No, Detective. We're safe. It begins there.
As your gaze instinctively turns north, a small black pit.
Yes. That. An uproar of matter, darling. Rising into the Pale. Roll. Imagine a grey coronal mist. Cold vapor, marked by spores of an opportunistic microorganism. The most disco thing.
You hear your pulse rise. The air feels coarse.
It's difficult to describe, or even measure. Something who... The further into Pale you travel, the steeper the degree of suspension. Right down to the...
There's a slippery article in there.
Pale when it's particular, this territory of Pale. The Pale when it's Pale in its entirety. Once you've... Oh, it is so difficult for us.
A squall of birds.
It is possible to force dimensions on the Pale. In modern times, we can even... But it is still hard for humans to navigate the Pale without getting lost. Extensively. Some say The damage stems from extreme sensory deprivation. Others argue that they call it the blend over of the self. The Pale does not only suspend the laws of physics.
Who says and who argues?
The logical positivists say the dialectical it feels terrible. Absolutely terrible.
It's more for her. Way more.
No, Lieutenant Dubois. I'm entrepreneuric business class.
Perhaps that explains her strange pining. Someone else you've met may have been exposed.
Yes. Carried in the hulls of airships. It's a...
You should ask the Pale driver about. That poor woman must have stories to tell, like you wouldn't imagine.
Up to my gills, officer. Entreprenetics is the scientific study of the Pale, or a recent...
They had not traveled the entire circumference of the Pericarnassian Super E-Solar.
There are signs of pre-modern crossings. Successful navigation of the Pale. Nothing. We remain powerless before the Pale. The only real advance in Pale transit is the speed hybrid airships, Detective. Conventional rotors or jet engines no longer add velocity after the point. In essence, we throw them in and they come out the other end. Then they don't.
Gone, like a skipping stone beneath the surface.
The Pale outweighs reality 2 to 1. There is more Pale than there is matter. What do you think, Detective? Precisely. One of the few measurable effects of an intuitive conclusion of that development is that one day the Pale will cover everything. But this sort of talk is mostly left to most people, and indeed most private and government sector organized. I suggest you do this.
Off we go. You see the hanged man's mouth.
One and all.
Why should we just leave, and the world get left behind?
Yes, sweet. Is this the first time you're hearing this? Do you really not remember anything? Beyond curious. Tell me, what do you think of the Pale? You really didn't know. This does not spell good for the investigation, Detective. If you don't know even this, then... I hope so. I truly do. If I may suggest...
Some of that assurance is meant for herself, as much as...
You have me. I will assist you in any way I can, even if we have to do it one basic term at a time.
Good. You have not passed out from it. Perhaps I worried for nothing. Are we still on the reality lowdown, or should we do actual police work now?
Good luck, detectives. You're back. Good. What can I help you with? More lessons in basic reality? My favorite...
6 kilometers southwest, in the Valley of Dogs. Junior, to his left, his partner, Emil Mullins. Yes, he lost his mind. Tilbrook answers. Fingers, we always do.
You? You're an officer of the RCM. Preciso mundo. Nothing more nor less than the de facto law enforcement.
Yes, we are the Revachol Citizens Military.
He's being sarcastic.
Yes, that means not de jure. The RCM acts in what is poetically called the RCM's responsibilities are defined by the emergency wayfare.
All three are good to know when we are out policing.
There's nothing basic about your role, Detective. It's true that Yet, on the other hand, I know these people. I deal with them daily. The post-revolutionary decade was a disaster for the coalition government. Revachol, they called it the international zone, because no nation wanted to claim
That's somewhat of an exaggeration. In reality, our Ravasholians get to keep the peace in Ravashol, and the coalition doesn't have to worry about it.
Yes, Lieutenant. Permit me to conclude with this. Who you are, to me, is the police. The only legit... And if those authorities drink so hard they need help recalling the basic terms of reality, well, I'm glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. Anything else? Oh. Of course, Detective. You can always drop by later, should something come up. Of course. Anything to help. I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. Of course. Anything to help. I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else...
Yes, what is it? Yes, what is it?
You don't have to. You already have. These thoughts formed in you somewhere. Innately, drinking coffee and smoking with a friend.
What? But Pale isn't here. Where?
That comforts her. She looks up into the dark. You have her full, undivided. The lieutenant's, too. He takes...
Then what?
It's nothing. No, it's less than nothing. No.
Then the Pale is... But the gradient, it clearly hasn't started yet. We're here, and I understand. A theory of the Pale where instead of an outer ocean, it may... According to this, how long... And information, causing data losses in the East Insulindian front. Have you considered why it's...
An intellectual hunger fills her now.
I also have a question, since we are piling in on. How do you know this? I'm not...
Knows how to think this.
An amateur anthropomedic police officer. I'd like to say I've heard stranger things.
Yes, it is Very interesting. But I wouldn't say you know. This is a guess. One. Of course! A pine wood sarcophagus. Or a containment facility of some kind. Built by the first settler. I have considered the same. The bad news is that most of them were burnt down during the revolution. Or repurposed before.
Some of them might. A black grain hanging in the air. She falls silent. The wind blows in through the hole in the stained glove.
I'm going to leave that out. But the rest? Some of this I can use to...
Man, you will serve.
One more thing. Maybe a club for anodic music isn't the worst thing you can erect around this particular point in space.
Yeah!
Thank you again. Let's leave it at that, shall we? We have an anthropogenic detection to perform in this district.
The creepy woman! We were wondering about that when we... It must be anthroponetic crosstalk. The one you get in radios and long-distance calls.
Incredible. This would also explain why we get it on the police radio all the...
It's quite common, actually. When the signal gets routed through Pale, all kinds of irregularities take place. Pale is a shroud of memories, and it doesn't really distinguish to... Anytime.
woman is still hunched.
Huh? What is it? And what is that?
Great. He asked the Pines rep about the bail. and now he's talking to everyone. Fine then. Just try.
It's death, but for the universe, oh, we're contemplating the living shit out of this.
Exactly what I didn't want you to do. Ma'am, my partner wanted to know it.
No offense. But seems like a bit.
Republica, a filterless cigarette from mess.
Neither is spelled transportation. Life is transitory. Like Gabriel Buenguerro in Pergunte a Poeira. The smell of liquor on Gabriel's lips after the shoot. The look on her face, like an orgasm. The wound in heroic doses. Thought insertion, dithering. The Grad Catalan Magistra, when you've seen it all go away like that. What are we doing here? For thousands of years, Gabriel. Like looking into the... You cannot see it, but you know it's there. And it's nothing. Until it's...
Nostalgia. Cooped up in the cabin, shaking.
in the belly of an airship, behind the... No, the same one, a roller.
The wheels all small and round.
Yes.
No elaboration.
They say there is a point. One that I have not. It's a point you cannot come back from. Your mind becomes so radiant with the past. Maybe you've been down the motorway south. It's a story as lone horsemen tell. Lone horsemen, terrifying and dark, and the process begins. Right
in the center of this town, there's a ghostly motorway. She sang.
They say I've been away and I can't. No one knows what's at the end. I've only felt it in the distance when I was a child. A child growing on the left. Who's the end?
There is nothing more. She is receding.
You've fried both your brains enough for today, detective. Let's get some air. This one's far gone.
The file cabinet stands steady as ever, and the drawer slides. The file cabinet stands steady as ever, and the unlock. Whatever's hidden here is hidden well. Concentration isn't enough. Only a trained accountant. It appears to be a to-do list. Remember, Leo, Everart's shoes. Special whirling borscht. Water Everart's. All items on the list have been crossed out, and the notice.
One of his aides must have left it.
The special borscht seems a bit odd in the list. Remember, Leo, all items on the list have the drawer.
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help you?
This is the night watchman's booth. Generally speaking, it would be dishonorable to take it. But then, it looks like... You're back before the cargo container. Its drawer has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems to have grown, despite the dirt that surrounds and the door stands.
Satisfied?
Try again. Just like that, you hear a click, then a...
Ahoy! Come on in!
You can't be serious.
The man stands at the far end of the shipping container. It's hard to say anything more about. The feeling causes all the hairs on your body to stand at attention, like so something's amiss. The light beams bend around his face and scatter. Trying to visualize the physics at play is liable to give you an aneurysm. In the general stillness, only your tongue moves.
Welcome! Come in! Make yourself at home.
You can't hear him exactly, yet you're able to understand every...
Now, what can I do for you, gentlemen? Who am I? Oh, I haven't been anyhow. My name is Rustam Diodor, investor.
Mr. Diodor, I am Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi of the RC.
Pleasure to meet you, Harrier Dubois. I must admit that...
Oh Lord, not this again. Oh, nothing. It's just that we've got this murder to solve, and yet you go around asking everyone about it, and yet it never seems...
It's quite alright. I'm used to the question, but all I did was take her fortune and invest it prudently. Believe it or not, it takes more than a bit of skill not to blow a vast fortune.
Actually, at the level this guy is, it takes several generations to...
I gotta tell you, at first, being rich is a lot of work. But then, once you've reached my position, it's nearly impossible. Some of my lower net worth friends say to me, but doesn't that take all the fun out of it? And I tell them, not really. Precisely, Mr. Dubois. You know, I hear people talk sometimes about economic equality and fairness, but tell me, where would we be without liberalism? In caves. Exactly. A world of slavery. Where we are right now, the freedom of mankind can capital. Makes one speechless, does it not? Blinds...
Hey! All this talk about money has made you lose the thread. What is going on with the light in this place?
What do you mean? Are you talking about my chin? Oh, that's what you mean. Yes, I've heard of this effect, though I...
The Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient is a ratio designed to reflect the difference in... The Weiss-Wiesemann 0.9, that's not good for you.
Among other things. But calm down. I'm but a lowly single-digit billionaire. No, not really.
A man this chill is at least...
I see nothing of the sort. To be frank, all I see is a gentleman who's unusually well dressed for Martinez, in a cargo container, which I...
Yes, I imagine that does look strange to you. Traveling. This is a great way to get around. It's fun. By the way, let me now ask you a question. Where are we exactly? Herschel. I remember walking its street. It's a shame I can't get out and explore myself. One of the downsides of being an extremely high net worth individual is that mobs of low net worth individuals smart, you know? It also provides a means, luxury yachts, high-fidelity portable radio systems, fail-proof outerwear, and so on. It just gets a bit middle class. What? No, I did not say that at all. Being rich is great. Just don't tell anyone I told you that. Why go so soon? I feel with... Welcome back, gentlemen. What can traveling? By the way, let me now ask you. Oh, interesting. It's a shame I can't get out and there simply aren't enough hours a day. Spending money is a smart, luxury yachts, high-fidelity portable. Don't get me wrong. They're nice things.
He speaks from the heart. He has very different problems compared to low net worth individuals, such as yourself.
Go right ahead.
Mister, I'm not gonna bother you with a long greeting, just like we talked about before. I know you're probably a... Oh, yes. I leave all kinds of notes for myself. Oh, yes. I've been taking special whirling borscht to the men It's very, very good. Makes a man feel so warm and happy. I feel like I could take on Mr. Renadan's boar dogs Yes. I'm taking it to them. The borscht keeps them happy and in fighting spirits. Makes you all warm inside. Oh, the whirling's cook. He makes it. Them is always talking with Mr. Manana in that weird language and laughing together. He doesn't speak what we speak. He's from Grad. Oh, sure, mister.
He didn't actually understand what you meant, and now he's just nodding along.
Oh, that one.
Told you.
Mr. Dubois, the word in Martinez is a... I prefer my police officers old-fashioned like that, with a gun. You can do so many things with a gun that you can't... Mega-rich light-bending guy? Oh my god, how did that get in there? Damn it to hell, Harry. I specifically told my guys to check all the containers for mega-rich light-bending guys.
There was a guy in the container.
Honestly, guys, we might be moving a spot of drugs through this harbour, but I won't be caught transporting the light-bending mega-rich. I have a reputation to protect. You're a fucking idiot, Harry. I love it. Thank you for sharing this deep, idiotic part of yourself with me. I shudder to think...
Not for 1 second did he believe there's an actual mega-rich person somewhere in his container.
My. Tell me, was it difficult to convince the pigs to give it up? I knew you could handle it. I know my special policeman. Fanny.
Funny. She was trying to set up a narcotic...
Oh, that's a cell. Yes, I do seem to remember sending a pretty young thing down there to liven up the place. Get some melodic music in there. Amphetamine lab? That sounds very but what do I know about kids these days? The music they listen to?
It sounds to me like you are trying to start an amphetamine lab in the district. And you're using some delinquents you found God knows where to set it.
Found God knows where? That Cell is the daughter of Miko the Kebab. I think a daughter of a man who killed a man with a kebab can handle running a little nightclub, don't you? Maybe it was Bogavir. Or Jakub. I think it might have been Conrad. A nightclub? Harry, I'm an old-fashioned guy. After work, I like to listen to some rock and roll. But here I am, talking about myself, when you have much more important things going on. Tell me, Harry, how can I help? I don't know what that means, Harry. Shh, you know what? Don't even tell me. Whatever it is, do it.
He sincerely has no idea what you were talking about. The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod, acknowledging your presence. The mention of mañana gets his attention. They're friends. The man says a couple of sentences. I'm pretty sure he asked you a question. He doesn't know your language. You can just say something cool in return.
Boss need more vodka?
Okay, so it's vodka that keeps the men happy.
Of course, vodka. Turning it up seems like a dangerous idea, honestly. The place is a powder keg. The cook gives you a long, disappointed look, then turns the stove off and seems to wait for you to speak.
Hi again, Gendarme. You did? And how did you like him? I told you, he can be very useful. I guess that's the charm of powerful people. He has keys, and he likes the view. What about me, Gendarme? Oh yes, let's see. He knocked on my door a few days after. Sure. Anything else on your... Bye-bye, Gendarme.
It's you again. What is it?
Convince Titus he's being manipulated. You should know by now. Titus Hardy will never falter. Just remember, it's about more than Glasia. It's about these men and Martinez, their district, their responsibility. Just remember it's about more than Glasia. Just remember it's about more than Glasia.
Huh?
He'll get it. Go on.
Got it. Kill you because they don't like you. Or because...
Goddamn right. This is you.
Fuck, Dennis. We don't kill you if you work for the company.
Work for the wrong company, and they execute you.
It wasn't that. It wasn't... We just...
That's it. That's the...
Officer, you will be next if you don't shut up.
He's onto you. He knows. Steel yourself. Push on. Just ignore Theo.
We didn't kill him. We didn't even hang him. He was dead when...
Shut up, Angus!
Fatty! Say one more thing to the cop.
Dennis, stand down, or I'll beat your head in. Theo, take your hand.
Does he? His closed fist is shaking.
Angie, where's your goddamn in?
I left it home.
Why are you so fucking fat, Angus? Now it's all pointless. Because of you. You wasted my...
Lizzie, your help is no longer needed here.
Fine. I'll tell him. After a long walk along the coast.
What just happened between... You're in. He's all yours. Questions?
Me too.
He nodded.
You hanged the corpse to cover up the real cause of death.
Another nod.
Because the girls asked us to. They were in some shit.
Girls plural? There's another girl? Two of them?
Did she kill him?
Cop, I have no idea.
He doesn't think she did. Or at least he hopes she didn't.
Glacier came down. She seemed really out of it. Drugged up, even more than usual. Bug-eyed and gurning, you know. It looked like she'd redosed after something went down. I've seen that look before. She was scared. I knew... I've done this job for 10 years. I've seen it before. It's the politician in the motel room with the dead hooker scenario. Only in reverse.
Good analogy, Bart.
You don't get to talk yet, Shanky. You're still on the bench. You keep... We went upstairs. Sure as day the Merc was dead. There was a bullet hole through the window. Fucking... Dear...
He means they've been...
Tibbs patched the window. And the corpse. We hanged. Nah, he's my brother.
Tibbs. That's short for...
Yeah.
Bet their father's name, Atticus Hardy. Lucretia Hardy would be their sister. Anyway.
You may have noticed our girl's in some shit of her own. They can't show up on police radar kind. There are people after her. From the old world. Where she came from. They're powerful. Connected to the moral intern. She's clearly afraid for her life.
That's all he knows. That's...
And why would you help someone like that?
Why would I? I guess we abide all sorts of runaways and losers here. It's a Martinez thing. Not yet. Just some ideas. She says the shot came from outside, behind the window somewhere. So that's a clue. I'm thinking someone's past caught up with them.
Hers, you mean?
I mean the people after Glacia. Maybe the shot missed. Maybe.
I like that. Been thinking the same thing myself.
My dude. One of those mercenary buddies of his could have done it. They got guns. Training. Tell you what I'd do. Check out the coast for vantage points. Maybe consult with a ballistics buddy of mine.
He's calm now. Through all that... These theories, not bad. Don't buy either one, but still, this guy's not as dumb.
In a manner.
Remember the two girls? He may be talking about the other one.
That's right. It was her idea to hang him. I liked it, for political reasons. It sent a... Fella, you think too much. He's off all right.
A little too far there, but you're...
That woman is just affiliated with the Hardy Boys. You don't know her, anyway. Nope. You're not getting to her. It's Klasia you want to talk to.
The lieutenant gives a smile only you can see.
You do that. Hey, cop. Klasia, came to Martinez to hide. Many of us did. This is where you wash up when there's nowhere left to go.
Still, after all this headache.
That's right. If we didn't take care of the people who end up here, this place would just be a...
We'll take that into account.
It's you again. What is it?
This window is pristine on the inside.
Looks like it, yes.
It's always good to see you.
Something in her demeanor has changed. She's tired, consigned to her fate.
I understand.
Just like that. No resistance. Her shoulders are slouched, her feet...
I knew there was a chance you'd get them to tell you. For what it's worth, I'm sorry for wasting...
This is good. Clear the air for... No, it's not good. It's... Shush. I can't hear what she's... Let the miss speak. She's talking.
If you knew we would find out eventually, why did you wait?
Because of the Hardys. I couldn't just dispense with them. They were only trying to help me.
Is she implying the Hardy Boys are the law?
You're right. You answer to the coalition government, and by extension, the more...
Briefly glancing over her shoulder to the sea, a grand expanse of water reaches over the bay and to the horizon. The Pearl, the Muindi Isula, the Occident, and then Aranye, the old world.
You share a database with them. You send people to their courts. Just business, but bad business for some people in the moral intern. If I show up in your rec...
What happens if they...
They will kill me, sir. If you file my name, take me in... Well, then I'm fucked. For nothing. This murder didn't...
Fucked? People after her? Moral intern people? This isn't Oranese. Here we go. For actually, this murder did have a little to do with her.
I did. I also had a side job selling insurance that I was After that, I sort of, transitioned out of the whole culture. It's not nice, but it's...
What exactly did...
Industrial espionage. I joined a business collective with a bigger company. The kind you really, really don't fuck.
I need the names of the companies involved, and who...
The job was Lou's doing County Savings Bank. They sound small, but they're part of the Lou Scott conglomerate. That was the second.
But she really destroyed them.
As to who hired me for the job, I don't know. But they're after me too.
Laws, Cap. These people engineer financial disasters in second world countries. The conglomerate also includes...
Yeah. Papa fucking Lolo wants to kill me. It is. Many people lost their jobs. Not just C-suite. Ordinary people. A lot of people got hurt. But that's just more of my
That can wait. Look into her eyes.
One of them killed themselves because of...
She says it quickly, like she said it out of guilt.
How do you deal with anything? It's all just... How do you do it? There you have it. The way of the warrior. We were there. Together. In bed, I mean. Okay. He was in a kneeling position. He had just entered me. I was on my back. Look, I turned back to him. His eyes were looking through.
A great pain moves through her. A dark...
I knew he was dead. Before he fell down on top of me. He was heavy. I pushed him off and he fell to the floor. There. He only had his boots on. I bit the pillow, not to scream, then ran downstairs. I waited for the second shot to come.
She's forgotten about her cigarette. The butt has burned right down to her fingernails.
Oh. So am I.
What time was this? When did it happen?
11:30 to 12:15. I don't know the exact time.
It's okay. Were you in...
Not as much as usual. He'd done a line, plus other...
Wait. Titus said she was gurning her jaw off, much more than usual.
Oh, yeah. I did one of his lines.
Did you hear or see the shooter in the car?
No. Nothing. I was trapped. I was stuck in my room downstairs. I got some clothes on and crawled back up. He was still on the floor, slouched. I couldn't be there with him anymore. So I ran down and out of my room. And...
Run, woman. Run past them and out into the streets where it's dark and people move.
I already ran. I ran from an entire Isola. I can't run it. Sylvie was tending the bar. A lot of people were there. The Hardys were at the table in front of the stage. Ruby was there too. They were having such a good time. I sat down and they all welcomed me.
Ruby?
Ruby. You know,
the leader?
The Hardy Boys. Well, nominally, yes. Ruby's the one they go to when things happen.
This Ruby, in her phrasing, is in...
Would you say she is the 8th?
Why not?
Does she also party with Ruby?
No.
Still, there is something there. She won't tell you.
Well, Ruby said let's talk upstairs. I showed her the room. I've known these people since December. She said she'd take care of this. It's what she does, you know, take care of things. I helped her get the body
to mislead you. They were tampering with the body.
To produce lividity.
Yes.
We completely missed the tampering. Looks like you got there in time.
About 20, yes. Ruby explained it would make the blood... You know what it does. Ruby went outside to talk to Titus and the boys. I was just looking at Lely in the bathroom. I had to put... It took Ruby maybe half an hour to come back with Titus. I'd gotten him ready by then. They carried him out. I knew what Ruby said to wait here. She also said I wouldn't see her for a while. I don't know. I haven't seen her since.
We will need to take this question.
Interesting. Why did this Ruby go through so much trouble to hide? What are you doing? Coming up with a theory. She said Ruby knew something was wrong before she said anything. How come? It was loud downstairs.
It is ominous. You already coming up with theories that put the blame on someone other than Clausia.
When he was shot? I may have.
The gunshot wasn't that loud. This is something to keep in mind when assessing the distance of the shot.
What? Why would I put myself through this? He wouldn't have died if it weren't for me. I know that.
It could have been a desire. He was a serviceman. He must have had a gun lying on.
Now you guys suddenly have theories pouring out, when they're obviously just stabs in the dark.
I'm sad to hear that. They must have said it in some fit of frustration or under pressure.
She's getting scared now of you, the downstairs people. Or
like what? That's the first thing that went through my head when I thought they'd found me. They've killed him to punish me. All last week, I've tried not to talk to anyone or be seen so they wouldn't be hurt. I've come to understand, however, this is paranoia. What happened didn't have anything to do with me. I just don't know.
We can't go after Loose Cap. Not yet. There are other...
I don't ask you to, Lieutenant. If there's one thing I know, is that you'll get nothing from there. Because I'm an idiot.
which is idiot. She's nothing of the sort.
You have to understand, the people around here, no one was making the call, and he kept rotting.
Her jaw is clenched. Her throat moves. It takes all her strength not to cave in and sob.
He kept throwing stones at him for 3 days. I could hear the thud.
She definitely called the cops. That was task complete. It could not have... Oh God. That was a lie too. Who made the call then? She did, of course. Don't be paranoid, man. It's unbecoming of a police officer. And it makes you sweat.
Last week, Angus and Titus's brother...
You should have another look at that window after this. Reconstruct the scene. It's right there. Yes, you see the glass sparkling out of the corner of your eye. She nods, silently. She does... He's thinking, or should we arrest her? She's a flight risk and she lied to you. No, that won't be necessary. Just leave her alone. She's been through enough. This guy won't budge. You have to wake Multiface up, forcefully, if you want to continue pushing her. Who? What? Dear Lord, you've been lied to. She could have killed her lover and lied to everyone. She's not the most fair. She probably didn't give you her real name either. Take it easy. Don't overcompensate with this. Yes, start at the top. Choose, see?
I did. What is this? I called your desk or whatever it is. And there was an older woman on the other end. It sounded like she was smoking. She took my complaint.
That is the emergencies. Anyone could know that, sire, by looking around and...
What time did you make the call?
Thursday night.
It checks out.
She stands before you, holding her back very straight.
There may be grounds here. At least.
This bastion of willpower here, his watchmen have been sleeping too. You can... A little whimper. The young woman hears you. She's looking around.
I agree. You wouldn't give us your real...
Okay. Okay, it's not. You log your work every week. It's all transmitted to Common, sir. I couldn't just beg you not to enter my name. Like I lied before. Like I did at LCSB. I have to lie all the time. No. It's submerged in a plastic buoy on the coast, in the reeds. It just doesn't say Clausia.
Falsified document.
Passport and visa. Given to me by my employer. I can't even use them. My employer probably leaked.
Why would they do that?
I didn't show up to a rendezvous. They don't take that lightly. I didn't show up because I was afraid they'd do something to me.
She fears an arrest right here and now. This has been an awful turn of events for her.
West of the boardwalk, in the reeds, on the coast there. I put it there when it's useless.
The lieutenant makes a note of it.
You're welcome to it. It's in the reeds northwest of here, past a broken sewage pipe, right near the waterline. It's Katarzyna Lazie.
It's a Grad name, Jimsk or Yugo-Grad. It also makes Clausia almost an acronym for Katarzyna Alazia.
It was a sentimental thing.
A nickname. Who gave you?
A teenage boy. 1,000,000 years ago. My parents were Zemsk immigrants, but I'm nationalized Oranese. All I remember is Oranie. Alasia is my father's name. That's cool.
She doesn't feel like a Clausia. She feels like nothing. She nods, her back ready for the damage. She knows you're grilling her.
Clausia. It was my first real boyfriend who gave me that name. He never recovered from the shit we went through. Because of me. He was a writer. He made Oranese lit. I know I'm shit. I know. But I haven't done it.
Failure to aid. She purposefully misrepresented information crucial. Fucking mind games. That's right, gang. Stern and merciless now. Stern and merciless as we reel her in. The lieutenant produces a pair of handcuffs.
Please no. I think I know who did it. Who shot Lely. I can tell you. I can help you.
She's silent for a second, as if gearing up for this betrayal is hard for her.
Ruby. She has this thing for me. Ever since I met her and the boys downstairs. Sex. And more. I made the mistake of confiding in her. I told her I was on the run. She started protecting me. It became when I started spending time with Lely. She told me to end it. Said,
I don't understand. What exactly in your relationship made you think she's...
She said she's in love with me. She even asked me to run away with her when I told her I'm a fugitive.
And you led her on?
A little. I was flattered, you know? But then I had to let her off, and it was not easy. I came to regret being friendly.
Yes, but what was their relationship outside this unequal power dynamic?
We spent a lot of time together, listening to the radio and such.
What was that question about? She's feeding. It also has startlingly little to do with arresting her, you suddenly realize.
This is just an assumption.
I know what it sounds like. That's why I didn't want to tell you before. Somehow, she knew Lely was dead. She wasn't surprised at all.
This is a familiar theory. You had it too, remember? Yet again, you're coming up with this. The worst thing is, it may be true.
She came over one night, drunk. Said she'd turn my life into a living hell. And she's a pro. She must be. To keep the Hardys in line. I tried severing ties.
Some of that fear is still... What are you talking about? She's afraid you'll arrest her.
You've been through there, right? I saw you come out. It leads downstairs. She could have come to the roof through that, then made the shot right here, where I stand. It was...
Then slipped back downstairs without anyone noticing.
Interesting theory. Did she know that door exists?
Yes, of course. She's been up here many times, jacking private stations off the ring antenna. She used to come here to drink on the roof with me.
Okay. Arrest the liar. Don't arrest her. Push her a bit more, but then let her off. That Ruby theory was solid. And she's beautiful. Her. Stop letting her distract you.
Still? After all this, sir, please. But I don't deserve to be sent to the moral intern and ground into paste just because I
She's gearing up for a last stand. This is it.
I don't know. To spend my days with smoke, and drink, and... You have those station calls, right? Where I have to show up at the station. I know you can do that. Just let me come in on my...
You do have the form.
That's it. I'm calling it. Definitely, sire.
Everything could change. This city.
There is desperation there, in that song.
Maybe Ravishol could be free. I could be tried in a free Ravishol.
I find that hard to believe, miss.
Don't. The world can't.
That's not the answer she was hoping for. Thought that this was her last card. There is nothing more she can say. The final decision is yours. She looks at you and says, wait. If you arrest her, Kim will... Shut up. He's making a decision, and it's his to make.
I will escort you to the
With a muffled whimper, she extends her wrists, waiting for your teeth and
This won't be necessary. I will take you to Station 57 myself and slow the extradition. It may be possible to stall it indefinitely, but you will be safer there for the purposes of this investigation. I can do this on my own. She's not an immediate flight risk. See you tomorrow morning.
As you look back, you think, so love did do him. If it weren't for her, he would not have been there. The shot would not have... Feels good, doesn't it? Of course you do, Harry. This window is pristine on the inside. A golden light melts away into the blue, glassy, two-hearted spider. Like the witness said, the man is kneeling,
The woman is on her back. It's the night of March. The man looks directly at the woman. The shot's possible directions converge in his mouth. A ray cast from somewhere outside, entering from the roof outside. Location A prime. The glass fractures around the bullet hole. Shards face inwards like a corona behind the wall. The man does not know the bullet has entered his brain. He never will. Death. The ray cast from the man's mouth unravels into a fan of possible directions, all on the roof at first. The shot could have come from any of them. This is composite location A prime, most likely of the origin. There could have been. Then the rain and slap, 72%, with an antique weapon that fires military-grade ammunition. A Belmagrave rifle, for example. This is a good short distance, but not too short. The perpetrator aimed with their back against the railing. The lights were on in here. Outside it was dark. It was like shooting fish in an aquarium. A well-lit aquarium. The victim opened his mouth to let the bullet in. Neither of them would have seen anything else. Point X would contradict the woman's testimony, rendering the entire proposition void. None that you've found thus far, but that doesn't mean there aren't any. That's a 28%, yes. In this model, the shot could have come from a greater distance. Nothing. According to your map of the district, this shot could have come from a wide angle of locations, starting with the northern B prime for Boardwalk, B double prime for Land's End, and B triple prime for the Islet Detective. There may be smaller points in between, but those are too far. 700 meters away, the likeliest of these B positions, 20% chance. A skilled sniper could have made the shot, provided he had a safe sniper's nest, even with the light on inside. 1.2 kilometers away, the least likely of these positions, let's say 3%. 1 kilometer away, an unlikely point of origin, beyond the docks somewhere. The shot would have been a small miracle, 5% likelihood. There is an extremely narrow field of view from the bay to the window. It is possible that it came from B. You can't know for sure. The lieutenant would probably agree that, in this situation, it's best to be. You clearly see footprints in the downy carpet of large prints. One person has been. Of course. Damn. The footprints go up the length of the room. The footprints are of one type. The footprints do not speak. The footprints are still there. They have told their story.
Just dragged her away, huh? Stone cold. Didn't think you had it in you. Yeah, you ruthless son of a bitch.
Yeah, like when... Oh, Denise, the diner girl.
Can't say I wasn't sad to see her go. Our Clausia there. Her face when your friend walked her out. Goddamn. Like she was...
He avoided looking her straight in the eye. You would have too.
God damn you, son boy. I guess there's nothing to do about it. Don't think I forgot how I specifically let...
His tone is friendly now, and the last words are... Titus's posture is more relaxed than when you first met him. He is relieved that this...
Why? Sounds like you want to push this steaming pile of shit on Ruby's one of us. We're not gonna throw her under your moral in.
And fuck you too, moral
That's nothing. That's just legalese. You don't even have a sound theory. I don't want to be rude, but we're trying to get some R&R here. Think you could fuck off now?
The sea's gonna calm down soon, I can feel it. The wind is turning southeast. What's on your mind, officer? The sea's gonna calm down soon, I can feel it. The wind is turning.
Oh yes, she does. You need to get your drink on. There is no other way for human beings to procreate. Not after 6,000 years of yeast cultivation-based mating rituals.
Okay. Where's this going? Absurdly and pointedly phrased.
She doesn't even understand you asked her out. Perhaps you're...
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it. The wind is turning southeast.
Get the drink on. It would be unimaginable for a human female to have sex with a man without...
What? Funny sailor jokes.
Great. It's okay. She just hasn't figured out how... A metal and plastic. This must be the boy. You lift the boy out of the water without much effort. The number 11 has been written on the yellow plastic. It hasn't been in the water for very long. Primitive construction. But there's something in there. It smells like you would expect. The water this side of the peninsula is... A shot glass's worth of seawater pours out. Another identity misplaced. There must be some cosmic conspiracy afoot. The boy continues to be mostly empty. No answers appear to you in the... You could ask the miss what she thinks. Later, if you have the time. Though you doubt. The boy continues to be mostly... No answers appear to you. You could ask the miss. The boy continues to be mostly... No answers. You could ask the miss. an old door. Is there something here that would indicate a sniper used? In the distance you can hear the breakers roar. To warm his hands before he pulled the trigger? There are no markings on the ground for a tripod. He would have had to lie. The salty water has corroded the ladder to nothing but two thin orange rails. In addition, there is a smoking assailant who favors Timotiri. Still, you felt it was important enough to make a mental note. That means... there, 1.2 kilometers, the light is off on the third floor of the whirling in rags. The young woman is gone. Take a longer look at yourself and how metaphor. It's always metaphor. This is more important than you. The engines of fortune once. The engines stopped. The West filth. This needs environmental action now. Perhaps you could dedicate your life to cleaning it up. But you're a cop. You must
This coin-operated viewer is facing south. A thick that's cool under the graffiti. You know the church looks around the large wooden building you see. This coin-operated, your money disappears into the curtains on the display open. The lenses shift. The ghost, it looks as if it was its leaves ripped from it by the winter wind. It's not possible to know from this distance. The little brave birch tree